Surprise! Guess who's up this
Hello.
morning? We're gonna anybody wants to come tell us good morning. There's the link. Except for Ron, we can't take too much of that University of Texas stuff this morning. So if y'all didn't
Ho.
know, Harbor's Hope, along with all the rest of their football team, entered the portal last night. He's committed to the University of Texas from A&M. So congratulations, Ron. College football is crazy right now. That the introduction of the portal, which is basically free agency, has just made college football crazy. So so we'll give everybody a couple minutes. Nobody knows that I was having a show today until Todd sends me a message saying, "Hey, are you doing a show today?" I'm like, "I can. Why? You want me to?" So for those of you who don't know, we normally do. There's a group of us do something every day, Monday through Friday, and normally Tuesday and Thursday, the maddest grandma on the internet normally hosts the show. But Mad Grandma went on a cruise and left us plebes and just regular people here and said to hell with us. He didn't even buy the internet package so he could go live on the boat. He just said to hell with us.
Yep.
And so Todd and I are left to. I think did you do Tuesday? I had a doctor's appointment. Yeah, you did Tuesday. I got it. I was on the van. I got it
Yeah.
there for the van. And
With
so I'll
me
come
and the big Steven. And you popped in for
a few minutes
10.
on the way to the doctor at the wrong time. I could have sworn that phone said 8:30, but it said 2:30. I'm like, really? Yeah, we're just hanging out. Anybody got any questions? I got a interesting item. So I bought this at the auction last week. We'll see if anybody would have bought it. What do you do for what items, folks? If you've never seen something before, what do you do? That's a question. You know, a strength and a superpower for a reseller is your curiosity. Mr. Sadie, your little hands do not deceive you. It is Thursday. Um, if you've never seen something, especially like I'm sitting there watching the auction close last Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm like, that's interesting. What the hell is that? Uh, it's the wrong time of year, but it's called the Lemonator. So evidently, it's got a little picture with it. The thing that would be interesting, you see the brand. The brand is Sultan, so they make a lot of stuff that's pretty interesting. So they made the Taco Bell thing that I found this summer. That Taco Bell, I got $110 for that Taco Bell thing. So that brand, I always look up that brand, and so I forgot to check this out at the preview because I really didn't see it was there. So to my surprise, when I get there to pick it up, because used it's worth $30. To my surprise, when I get there, look at there,
Brand new in the box.
brand new in the box. And so I've got it listed for I think 50 plus shipping on Amazon.
Do you put that on your title? BNIB?
I know it's on Amazon. You can't change the title on Amazon. All I do is
Oh,
I've got it.
go
So
on.
it's got to look. They must have sat the box in the water or something, or on the shelfware. So I listed this as like new on Amazon, and it just says the box has shelfware. But that's just interesting. When life gives you lemons, buy a lemonator. Absolutely. Um, but how many people? So there's that auction last week had 3,000 lots, and they have thousands and thousands of bidders and people that look. How many? Um, so I had a bid for 5, and I put a bid on it for $6. Minimum bid's 5, and I won it for $6. So tonight during the auction, I'll watch the auction close, and I'll spend a couple hours. I've already looked through it and picked out 8 things that I'm interested in, but then I will go back and look. As things are closing and things are cheap, I'll look at it and go, I wonder what's that worth because I've never seen it before. And so I'll sit here Folks, the one nice thing. Where I put my phone? How do you lose your phone? Just uh, I use the Google now. I mean the Google to tell me what it is in the pictures. It's amazing that Google can look at the image and tell you even on a computer screen. You guys know you can move the little box around to make sure you get exactly what you want to look for. Resize the box. Yeah, I know. I know. Run. We are not changing the Alabama championship because it needs to stay in the Mercedes-Benz Dome because Saban's undefeated in Mercedes-Benz, 17-0. All right, Trina says years and years ago when the ability to add Mexico Canada did but never sold on them. It's uh
Texas is rated higher on the college boards, isn't it?
so Trina, you can stop it. Texas is 3. You can stop it. It's under. Let me see if I can find it. I forget what it is. What they call it. It's something. It's some kind of place. It's something placement. If somebody knows what they call that, I wish their search would remember things you search for. I think it's inventory. Oh, it's fulfillment. Something fulfillment.
I don't see a salt and eliminator on Amazon.
It's there.
There's one. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
44.90.
It's called
44.
So it's called remote fulfillment. So just search for remote fulfillment, and then go there, and you can uncheck you can unenroll from you have to unenroll from remote fulfillment. What's for breakfast? I don't know. It's not 10 o'clock yet.
Why are there 6 items in my cart? I guess
So
Quinn's been shopping for me.
Flipping sports card guy. Didn't you watch yesterday? I think you were in the chat yesterday. So we're doing the emergency show because Tom is on a cruise. Tom has left us poor suckers here. Right now, Tom probably has a breakfast. What would Tom drink for breakfast? Maybe a Bloody Mary. He is slathering up lotion on himself, and he is running around the top deck in a Speedo. That's what I like to think.
Yeah, actually, I don't think they board the ship until tomorrow.
He's scared the hell out of hotel guests in right now.
Yeah.
So he'll be gone for quite a while. They're going to the Panama Canal and back, correct?
Yeah. Crazy. I guess I want to go somewhere south though in a winter cruise.
Yeah, Trina, they can't. You know, their customer service. Remember, they output theirs too. So you're counting on somebody in India being able to answer your question, or Thailand, or wherever the hell these people are. And your best, I just put in fulfillment Canada, Mexico, and the word remote. That's what I was looking for. Remote fulfillment. They call it RM something, but it's remote fulfillment. Don't ruin my image because I want to make lots of jokes when Tom comes back. We need to make some like avatars and stuff of some like Santa Claus in a Speedo. Folks, but the one thing I'll tell you is enjoy your life. I'm glad Tom's He and Roberta are having a good time. Uh, they love cruising, so they make it a priority to take what a couple of year now.
Yeah,
So
they're you can't take it with you. You might as well spend some of it along the way.
I
We
mean, if
just
true reselling is tough work, and if you're really going to resell full time, you're going to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Don't forget to reward yourself. Don't forget to have goals. Don't forget to have all the things that if you're just doing this and paying bills and never and don't it'll grind you up because it's a lot of work unless you stop and smell the proverbial roses. So if I really wanted to honor Tom's show, I would just end the live with no warning right in the middle of it. Okay. So y'all watch out for that. Sometime around 9 o'clock, if the screen goes black, just show yourself to the door.
yeah, I
Hit
can't
hit the
I
thumbs
can't
up on your way too.
I can't stay too long. I got to go terrorize the Lutherans.
Yeah, and there's 3 or 4 state sales, some of the last ones of the year. So I'm going to go to at least a couple of them. So there's one item at one of them I'm looking at. So hopefully nobody else saw it, but that's generally not my luck. I told y'all to bring your questions and discussions in the title, and all Lag brought was what's for breakfast. I'm probably gonna make a chaffle for breakfast, bacon, egg, and cheese chaffle. So there you go.
We don't have any estate sales close enough really to go to.
I think these are some of the last ones. I think one actually starts early, which sucks. I need to get up and go to it. What's for lunch? I don't generally eat lunch. I usually eat after between 10 and 12 and then dinner. I usually only eat 2 meals. It's as I've not been 100% on keto here the last few weeks. It's one of the things I haven't gone back on. It's so to limit the number of calories by only eating 2 meals and try not to snack. I've snacked a little bit, not much. Yeah, Jay, but that's an important point. I think clothing sellers miss this to a certain extent. That if they see things in a thrift store or they have different merchandise, if you keep up with I mean, I hate the NBA, but I try to keep up enough to know if I see one of the teams that are winning. And like college football now, college football is what the second largest sport in the U.S. And so it's important to know who the Final Four teams are, just so because their merchandise is going to be really hot right now. So and they're big brands in the world of college football with Michigan. Unfortunately, Michigan is the winningest program ever. Uh, Alabama's in there. We are the second winningest program ever. You got the University of Texas, which is huge, and then you've got Washington, which is, a lot of people don't think about Washington, but Washington has won a national championship. They are a bigger college football brand. So there's a lot of buzz too about college football right now because the transfer portal open. Beth, I might give you the bad news about where I get keto ideas from. I'm boring and eat the same old stuff, but the lovely Joni is a wonderful cook, and she makes things. She'll make whatever, and she alters and enough so that, like spaghetti is a good example. She makes spaghetti, but she throws a spaghetti squash in the oven to bake, so that I eat spaghetti. She'll use the lower sugar tomato sauces, and then I'll eat it on spaghetti squash. So it's very limited carbohydrates, and she will make noodles for her and Jacob. So she does a lot of stuff like that. She changes the sides. There'll be a lot of, like last night. Last night she made chicken, and so with the chicken, she had potatoes and green beans, and so it's just the green beans and potatoes are for me. No potatoes for me, just the green beans. But that gives them what they need, what they want. So she makes it where James said he sold an NBA hat for 160. Nice.
Shoo. Must have been one of the good ones, collector one.
Good morning, Paul. Philly Flipper, Michigan. Uh,
Paul.
uh, but folks, if you know sports, and it's really weird about reselling sports merchandise. You got to be very careful. Not every university sells, um, and so the one thing I would tell you is, Alabama Auburn is a huge rivalry here, and I have a strong dislike for Auburn. But I see a lot of Auburn merchandise that I never pick up, and why do I never pick it up? It's not because of my disdain for Auburn. It's the fact that Alabama merchandise sells very well, and you can't give Auburn away. It's very weird that certain universities are just hard to sell their merchandise, and I don't know why. Um, I think A&M, Ron, tell me if I'm wrong, but Texas A&M's merchandise is a little harder, much harder to sell than Texas. I see Texas gear all over this part of the country, and I never see anybody with any A&M gear on. Texas brand is large, even though both are fine universities. They're both in the SEC next year, and A&M is the largest university in the country and got great alumni and all these things. Same thing with Auburn. For God's sakes, Tim, what's his name, the head of Apple, went to Auburn. So they've had Auburn's had astronauts as alumni. They've had all kinds of prestigious alumni. Their merchandise just doesn't move.
Yeah. Southern Illinois. That's probably not going to sell as good as Alabama.
No.
But this is in with a bunch of sports hats that I bought. Bought a big old tote full from the auction, and
So Todd said he's packing. Had a great night of sales.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, did I sell anything overnight? I don't think I did.
I had a big day yesterday for me. I sold $350 worth of.
I had run $500-600 days in a row, and then ran into a $100 day and $100 day. So hopefully today it'll come back. Oh yeah, I did sell one thing. I sold some owl, some $20 owl. And a lot of people go, Beer, why do you even bother with the $20 owl set? Because I paid 75 cents for it, and I've got like 7 cases of them.
7 cases.
Yeah.
That'll work.
And I've been running them to the auction. I decided, you know what, let's take a picture of some of these and put them on eBay. And they've actually been selling. So
I sold a gold pendant this morning, but I haven't paid yet. So I'm like, well, great. $140. Waiting on you. Waiting.
Lag said that spaghetti squash is so bad he almost. What did y'all do to it? Did you have a rotten one? What? Spaghetti squash is really good. The texture is just not. It's a little off from noodles, but it's got a little sweeter taste. But spaghetti squash is very good.
I like it. Tastes like just kind of a mild, flavorless squash, and then you put the spaghetti sauce on it, and there's very little difference between regular spaghetti and spaghetti with spaghetti squash.
So Paul had the same experience. So it's not just me. 500 in a row in the last 2 days for under. Yeah, it's good. I haven't changed anything. I'm still listing the same amount. So in the chat, how do you guys track your daily listings? Do you list by number or do you list by dollar amount?
I just list until I'm tired of listing.
Hey, Home Power Systems. That's very nice to say. I hope you're warm in Colorado because if it's cold here, I can't imagine how cold it is in Colorado.
I don't list to a dollar amount. I just go until I don't feel like doing it anymore.
See, Philly, that's the point I made in the video, and I think it's something that we don't talk about. Everybody talks about. I want to list 10 items or 12 items, and I think they're doing themselves you've got to train yourself to see it in dollars. You've got to train yourself so you can compare it, because I can list 5 items and they'll be worth 30 or 40 or $50, and then you've got a sense of accomplishment. I did my 5 items or 10 items today, and you've done your business a disservice, because if you've got a daily sales goal of say $500, mine is currently $300 until January, and it's going up to $500. I've got to replace to at least stay even. I've got to list 300 a day, and so that's why my current listing goal is $500 in sales a day, because I want to build to 500, and so in order to build to 500, I've got to up the inventory available. So to get from 300 to 500, so home power systems,
Well, I
it's
got other stuff in the drawer right now. I need to hang up. Are you needing it?
it's 60 there. 60 in Colorado. Are you serious? There's no way. Are you talking about the temperature inside your house? Like people, so folks,
Okay.
it's
I'll be right
lag
back.
hangs out in a lot of these chats, and once a day he will say something that makes a lot of sense. So he says, track my I track my spending to make sure that I buy enough inventory. Folks, that sentence right there, most people don't understand, and it is extraordinarily important to your reselling adventure. If you want to sell six figures, if you want to sell $100,000 worth of stuff, you've got to have $100,000 worth of inventory available to sell. And I don't think people understand that. But you've got so much stuff. Why do you continue to go to yard sales and stuff and buy even more? That's what I hear. You've got death piles. You've got a couple storage buildings, because I know at the rate that I go through stuff, and as stuff dries up through the winter, I've got to have enough inventory here to carry through, because I know in order to sell a certain amount per day per month, you've got to have that much available and that much to continue listing. Um, uh, it is that is vitally important. I don't think people really think about these things. I don't think they just lollygag to wherever the thrift store or whatever, or and don't have it in the back of their mind, because they're thinking about listings and item numbers. They're not thinking about dollars and actually how much you've got to list, and how much the resale value is on that inventory that you must purchase every single month to replace what you've sold. And if you want to go higher, buy even more so that you have more available. The Chinook winds make it warm. Yeah, the Chinooks around here just are loud. And so for those you don't realize, I live beside the airport, and there is a military contractor that works on Blackhawks and Ospreys, and about once a month, once every 6 weeks, a Chinook will come through here, and those things are the loudest. Oh my! The Ospreys shake the building. When the Chinooks come by, it feels like the whole building's coming down. Uh, yeah, the snow and stuff. Yeah, it's 29, and I'm like, wow. But don't worry, we'll be in the 50s again. 57 today. Oh, we're all the way up to 35. Woohoo! But unfortunately, Monday is coming, and we're gonna have Mother Nature is playing a trick on us Monday at 44. The one morning I have to get up and go take inventory to the auction, it's going to be very cold. No, Jim and Terry, that's 100%. You've got to raise not only your inventory of what you've got available, but you've got to raise what you've got available to list, or because you don't. It's nice to have a good week. It's nice to have a good month, but how do you sustain that? And I don't see anybody who we like to talk about YouTubers. We like to show you the interesting stuff like the Lemonator. Never seen it before. Um, can I drop off yours Monday for a slight fee? You'll look and go, why did you make a lot of a video game and a pair of big girl panties? I'm like, I just thought I'd throw some spice on your tables, Harlan. Uh, so I don't. So home power system. That's a good question. I have a large amount of old stock certificates. I don't know who Governor Love. Frontier Airlines. So you might want to seek out some people that connect that collect airline stuff. It's probably um, valuable to people who collect either stock certificates or airlines and stuff. And I've never sold those, so I would, Worth Point would probably be somewhere good to start. Find somebody who's got Worth Point or pay the whatever it is. You can get a 7-day free trial. So if you want to look up some of that stuff, um, Friday afternoon is 63. That's a good point, Harlan. Maybe Friday afternoon. Who's kidding? I won't be ready at Friday afternoon. So yeah. Uh, so Big Red Fire, your buddy Nick Saban, misspelled his name, was in my neck of the woods, Liberty, Missouri, recruiting a linebacker. Folks, I know a lot of people think that I just like Nick Saban because he's the coach of the Tide, and there's a lot of truth to that. But you know, he teaches life lessons, and he talks a lot about process, discipline, and raising. The thing he loves the most is influencing in young people's lives in order to help them develop, and a lot of wisdom. And if you listen to somebody like that who and apply those lessons, it's not only are you listening to him talk about football, but he talks a lot about process. You know, how much can we as resellers learn about building processes and how important would processes and be? And he talks about doing your job, being the best you every single play, which for us that would be every single day, you know, uh, there's lots of lessons if you apply things that you hear. Yeah, I love listening to this. I can tell you, I've listened to him so much now. When they ask him questions, I know what he's going to say. I can almost quote him before he starts talking. So Mike says he would have walked past the eliminator. Okay, so in honesty, Mike, I did walk past it. So I do a preview of the auction, and so I looked at everything in person, and then I'd already looked through the auction again, item by item, and it wasn't until I was watching items end that I'm like, you know what the hell is that? So I walked past it twice before I picked it up.
Yeah, it's hard in my online auction to go through and really concentrate on 1,400 items and see everything the first
Ours
time
is
or two.
ours is 2,700 this week.
Jeez.
So I'm assuming this is Tara. Tara, I don't like when I hear sellers say they are on a buying freeze. You really make money when you purchase fines, even if you don't live. That is a hard concept for people to understand. I don't. When I hear that people say they're on a buying freeze, that tells me your business is on a is a, you're the next thing I'm gonna hear out of you is your sales are trending off and these kind of things, because if that means when the acquisition part of your business dies out, that means you have reached a plateau of where you are, and you can only go down from there. So Ron says he's a brilliant man. I got and read his book. Yeah, and that comes from somebody who's Ron pulls for a different university, A&M. I give Ron a hard time, but A&M's a fine university. Uh, Now that Jimbo's not there, I can, because he was an ass. I can actually pull for you guys, except when y'all play us. But yeah, there's lots of lessons to learn from you know coaches and motivational speakers and those kind of. They all preach a similar message, and find someone that resonates with you and challenges you, inspires you. He'll probably he believes in discipline. He believes in installing process, and um, yeah, I really like our team this year. They're a bunch of really really good young men. It's not been easy, but they have they have banded together, and I look forward to seeing what they do to Michigan. So he was at an auction. The owner was taking pictures. Actually watched him turn like to hide the damage. The nice thing about so the good and bad about our auction is they just take pictures. So if they were going to take 2 pictures of this cup, they would take this picture and then that picture. If they're not hiding anything, they just don't turn them around. They don't flip them over. They'll take a picture, and you go, that's the same picture. So you really need to. I go every week, so I try to look before I get there, and that way, if there's something I'm interested in, I can put hands on it.
Yeah, it's a standard operating procedure. On Sunday mornings, I call the auction and say, "Now, can you give me the model number of that, and can you give me a better picture of that ring, or what, you know?" And they're happy to do it, but if they just put a little bit more in their listings, especially on the higher dollar stuff, I don't know why they don't do it.
Yeah, I watched so somehow it got online the speech before the SEC championship game from 2018 that Saban said to the team right before uh, we went out and beat Georgia, and the heading is if you don't want to be excited and don't want to be prepared to run through a brick wall, don't listen to this. And man, Saban was fired up and motivated, and pretty fiery speech. So, yeah, Timothy, it's 2, 3 good local auctions have 300 to 500 each. I think local auctions are an opportunity. I think with everything going, remember the trend is everything is going online, and so it's if you can find a good local auction, I'm telling you, there's opportunity there. Especially the weather is not as good in the winter, so a lot of people would go, I don't want to get out because it's cold. Do things others won't do. They don't want to go in person. They don't want to inclement weather. All these things, and so I think that's an opportunity to find items to source, especially for eBay. Javis, I talk about that a lot. Javis says he needs to find an auction like so he can liquidate a few things each week. It is so I'm trying something different. I got this week. I took some big girl panties up there. I think I've got them set up in 4 packs. We'll see what happens. And then I've also got a bunch of 4 packs of women's from size 5 to size, which is small on Hanes, all the way up to size 9, which is 2X. And I put lots of 2 4 packs. So 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large, 2X large. It's all 5 sizes. So I'll let you know how those sell up there. So what are you doing? Paying bills?
Yeah, I got one I had to get out. Sorry. But yeah, I
Yeah.
got your point. It's tough to list uh, enough brass buckles to reach a dollar amount that you want to.
I don't think people understand that. You can list 5 belt buckles and think, man, I got my 5 listings done for the day. And have you? But I want to sell 300 a day, and you haven't listed $100 yet.
I know. It's
And you
tough
want to
at
know why the next.
$15 a buckle.
So how many days in a row do you have to list? Less than $100 worth of stuff, but you've got 5 items, and you think, man, I'm doing awesome, and you are slowly bringing down the availability. Is anybody? Because you can look at your inventory, it'll tell you what you have available for. It tells you a dollar amount on eBay somewhere. So Hustle and Grow, I believe your name's Ed, says, can you go over the details of the book? First off, you have to do $100 super chat, and then we will let you into the secret club. So it's the book is Profit First by Mike, starts with an M, Milkowski, something. And so all we're doing is people have bought the book and they're reading it in December, and then a couple nights in January we'll have just I'll just go live, and there's a couple of people that'll join me, and anybody's available to tell you what you think about the book and what you've learned about it, and then we'll talk about best practices. What can you put in place for it, and then I will announce in January 1st. I will do the next second book. It's about processes because I don't think we think enough in terms. We don't do enough personal development, and I'm very guilty of this. And so just the idea on one of these lives, I'm like, we should be reading development books because I'm not the development person, but you know, I can organize people reading a book. They're women's thong underwear, Harlan. You can just uh, wear them and call it men's. There's extra large ones. There's extra large, and they're purple or pink. So there you go. Good morning, boys and girls from Kentucky.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing very well.
Hey, I just wanted to say, like, when Todd showed that belt buckle, and let's say that belt buckle is worth like $15 or something. But when you buy that, like I wouldn't go in a thrift store and pay $2-3 for that belt buckle to sell it for 15. But when you're at an auction where they put a lot together, maybe there was a belt buckle you saw 50, 60, and you have like 10 belt buckles that are, let's say, $10 a piece. I'll still list them because I already had the bigger one that was worth more money.
Yeah, so that's
I'll have like what I call that low regular stuff, but I don't go to the thrift store and buy that. That stuff I ended up in these box lots at auction where I don't want to just throw it away. It might be worth $15. Well, shoot, I'll list it. But you also need to have that higher value stuff that mixes in with it. That's your real cake, and then that's just your extra on top.
Yeah, I don't think people see it that way. They'll look at it and go, "I'm just going to donate that because it doesn't meet my $20 item or whatever." But if you want to really maximize profit, especially something that's easy like a belt buckle that you just take a few pictures,
easy to ship, stuff like that. I mean, I'm just using that as an example. But when I would end up with an item like that, I probably bought it in a box lot where there was something a lot better in the box lot. That is what I was really bidding on.
Yeah, so Mr. Say, I remember when Crazy Picker Life, they would talk about their listing goal of 50,000 per month. Because if you want to sell 50,000 a month, you've got to replace what you're selling. It's a very easy concept to understand, but the one thing I talk about is most resellers. This is the first time you've been a business owner. There's nobody. You don't have any guidance. You're kind of making your way. You're trying to learn what to buy. You're trying to learn, all the things that you need to learn, and the business strategy and those kind of things, and goal setting, and nobody talks about it. It's just they want you to click on their video and go, look watch me go to a yard sale versus really explaining the nitty gritty of the stuff that gets you through.
I don't want to say this like in a shitty way. I go into thrift stores, but I will say like where I buy to source stuff, I don't really buy that much from the thrift store to source. I mean, sometimes like there's a Goodwill right by Walmart. I'll go peruse it, and I look at it like maybe I'll find something that'll help pay for my groceries I bought at Walmart. I like to go source live auctions, estate sales, rummage sales, stuff like that, because I think you do better there than you will at a thrift store in the end. And I'm not saying you don't end up something through the cracks at the thrift store. It's like, wow, I really found something. But it's a lot easier to find more of that kind of stuff at the three things I just said before the thrift store. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think, and that's important too that nobody talks about. I don't think where you source is important. I understand clothing at thrift stores. I get that because there's lots you find lots of brands, and especially certain areas. But if you're looking for that kind of stuff that you would find at estate sales, people discount it and kind of throw away estate sales. Folks, they're houses that are just full of stuff that people were using until they're unfortunately no longer with it.
Well, and you'll know this.
For the most part, the relatives are taking what they want, and then everything else is just left.
Well, like when you go to a estate sale, you might have a house that they have beautiful antique furniture, and you have every antique furniture person there from here to Timbuktu. Go look in the other areas. Go look in the closet. Go look in the bathroom. Go look at the electronics, the whatever, that kind of stuff.
You can't make any money on electronics. Just stay away from them.
Okay. We'll just leave you all the money. But think outside. I always use like this as an example. It's like if I went to a gun auction, you're not going to go to a gun auction and necessarily find a good deal on a gun because you're going to have every gun buyer from here to Timbuktu. Go to the gun auction and buy an accordion that slips through the cracks or something like that. That's where you'll make that money.
Can Jim play the accordion?
No, but I have sold some accordions. So.
He looks like that kind of guy who would be able to play the accordion.
Yeah. Put some lederhosens on him. You could have a big mug of beer and play the accordion for us. Except he's Irish, but okay.
Slapping his legs and doing that.
In Wisconsin, there's probably a drunk story of Jim and an accordion.
I don't know. He's outside right now. I'd have to ask him. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
But there's so much. The sexy part of just doing the normal day-to-day stuff, doesn't get video views. It doesn't get a lot of clicks. So most people, it's not a topic that YouTube creators talk about because everybody wants to be the next Harry Tornado. They want all the videos, and so they want to look at the Holy Grail.
Yeah. You have a lot of people that don't do videos that make a very good living on eBay that are just concentrated on just selling on eBay.
Most people, just think about it.
There's a lot of people that probably are very quiet and don't participate in chats or go on video, but they're making a good living at it.
So Kathleen, that's the point we're making. She says items at estate sales have not gone through the thrift store system of being loaded, unloaded.
True.
They're better.
And in the end, I mean, the thrift store is somebody gave it away because they didn't see any value in it. And I'm not saying stuff doesn't fall through the cracks, but you do have to sort through a lot of stuff that it was low value, no value items that they gave away.
Yeah, and another thing, I always find that the more I go look, the better deals I find.
So just randomly showing up at a thrift store once a week and going, this one sucks. That doesn't work.
No, yeah.
I gave up on thrift stores, but I'm just like
I'll still go to the thrift store. We have 2 thrift stores. If I'm driving by, I'll just be like, I'm just gonna go in there and quick peruse. And a lot of times I'm skunked or maybe I buy something for myself, but you never know. But now, is that the way I want to source necessarily to increase the value of my inventory and get more better stuff to list? No, that would be hard to do. You just don't get enough stuff in a week there to, increase your inventory listing value or get the better stuff in your listings.
So you said something that's really important there that I don't want people to miss, and most people in this audience won't miss it. You get skunked. Folks, you're so much, Sue used to be really good about talking about this. You're so much better off to walk away and not buy something that doesn't meet your profit standards and just becomes inventory. Say you bought something, many new people feel the pressure to every store they go in to buy stuff.
Yeah.
You're so much better off to walk away and not buy something.
No, use your money on something you'll make money on.
So Sandy says she scored vintage Christmas at a thrift store yesterday. She was shocked. Very nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, most of the time I go to the Lutheran rummage sale and I don't find anything much worth anything. But Thursday I bought a jacket for $25 and sold it for $250 on Friday.
Yeah.
So,
folks, you want to know how many sellers are around you? On eBay, you can search for based on your zip code. Put your zip code in there and start looking for stuff and how many people sell stuff around you within a 25, 30-mile radius of your zip code. You'll be shocked. There's another Amazon seller in my neighborhood of 100 houses. What are the odds? There's another eBay seller in here too. There's at least 3 resellers in this neighborhood. Yeah. They're everywhere. So baseball says, why am I on again? I wanted you to come and see that I could be on time. So Tom normally does a Tuesday, Thursday Queen City Picker. So if you're not subscribed and want somebody to listen to, he normally does Tuesday, Thursday. But that Joker decided to go on a cruise.
Tom.
Yeah, so he is.
He's probably packing up his bag phone. He's gonna be sitting on the deck making his business calls off of like a big old antique cell phone and drinking a margarita.
See, the picture I had was him with the margarita and a speedo and something putting something on. So yeah, that's terrible.
Tom grew a beard.
Yeah, Mike. So I'm saying, right,
he's probably packing his cats right now so he can take them on the cruise with him.
So Tracy and I meet at the thrift store every Tuesday on our way to Wings because it's on our way to Wings, and they give us old folks 25% off. So we stopped there, and Tuesday I didn't buy anything. The Tuesday before I bought 2 things, but I didn't buy anything this past Tuesday, and it's okay to walk away.
And it's okay to walk away. And if you go in that thrift store looking at like, hey, I might find something that is going to pay for my going out for wings tonight. Like I said with the thrift stores here, if it pays for some of my groceries, I'm happy.
So Mark, yeah, you need an item, but search for something very generic. Search for something that has thousands and thousands of listings. Search for a brand. Put the brand.
Are you talking about like the distance search to see how many sellers are in your area?
Yeah, so
So a lot of times I'll just put vintage. I'll put vintage and I'll do distance nearest first, and I can see pretty much who's in my city selling stuff, and I'll even figure out who you are by what you bought at an auction that I was sitting at.
Yeah, so last night I got a phone call, couldn't take it because I was busy, but I called the reseller back, and so they're like, I keep seeing these pictures of this group, and they showing all these pictures on the front porch. Let's figure out who they are. And so they went through, and they ended up being Amazon sellers. They ended up being Amazon sellers. She found both of them. And then we looked at a couple of the items. I'm like, that's a really good item. It only costs $5, and they're getting $25 each for it.
Oh, don't be in here barking. That's very
see if there's any in my Walmart.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. No. There are some in my Walmart.
No.
Let's see if I can sell 2 because they've got a 3,000 rank on Amazon. So now I've got to go buy those 2 today because I sold them both. So it's amazing finding people.
You ever played an accordion while you were drunk? No, you didn't do it.
I tried it sober, but it didn't work. I can't play any music.
Okay.
I can play a special kind of flute, but that's what it is.
That's a TMI. Okay. Thanks. I don't want to know that.
It's got the USDA
on it. Okay.
Jim can't play the accordion, but he can play the meat flute. Damn it.
Oh boy.
Damn it. That's an image you just didn't want to have today in your head.
No, that was too much. That went over the top.
So Amazon is not risky, Mr. Sadie, if you know what you're doing. If you understand that you can't use Prime, that you got to have a buying account that's just a regular account and pay for shipping and all those things. So I know a lot of people have made a ton of money Amazon to Amazon. You just got to follow the rules and because if you use Prime, they'll find you. Ask John Johnson. He made quite a bit of money in a short period of time abusing Prime, and now they won't let him do anything ever. So, what's the value of your account? Follow the rules. Long-term value of your account is much greater than the short-term gain.
Not to change subject, we were talking about that auction with that distance nearest first search for vintage. I'll do that to look at other buyers in my area. I'll watch what they bought like that. Like, let's say it's a Monday night auction. I'll watch what they bought to see how they do because I use it as an education tool for myself in case I actually miss something. Because I'll and I always give them nicknames, which makes me sound horrible, but I'll use there's a guy, I call him Osama bin Laden. Well, I'll watch what he buys and to make sure that I didn't miss anything at that auction that he makes too much money on. Anyway.
So funny thing just happened. I did that search on eBay for this belt buckle.
Right.
And sold by nearest first.
Oh,
sold. Yeah. And it was me. I sold this belt buckle in November, so I got a new one. I didn't realize I didn't even remember selling this exact same belt buckle in November.
But
Ugh.
I don't think that people realize how much competition is around them, and there's a reason why
There's a lot.
you don't find things a lot. And if you go to a store, every now and then, that's why you need multiple ways to source. It's multiple things to sell. You know, I sell eBay, Amazon, local auction.
Well, I live in an area too where you have a lot of what I call professional yard sailors, and because you have like the 127 ain't that far from me, the 68. So you have those professional resellers. You have these professional peddlers mall resellers here, and then people that sell online too. So honestly, I
Oh,
have a lot of reselling activity in this area.
But a lot of people discount those kind of things. So like the antique malls and stuff, you can still go in there and do well. Folks, you got to realize what the word arbitrage means. It means taking it from one market to another. There's a different valuation. A peddler's mall, flea market mall, those kind of things have one valuation of an item, and that value on eBay may be tremendously different.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you can, if you know what
Find
you're
the
doing.
weird stuff. Or like the local peddlers mall here. I'm from up north and I used to snowmobile a lot. I don't know how down here in central Kentucky, but somebody had Skidoo snowmobile bags for like $8. All right, I'll buy those. That's $100 set of bags, Find the weird stuff.
Yeah, like Sean says, he finds DVDs in antique stores all the time. Those, if you want to sell media and new media, that's a great tip. It's those kind of places. People just throw all their DVDs up, and they're all $1, whether they're new or not. And they don't look them up. They just buy DVDs at yard sales if they find them for a quarter, and they make a few dollars on them. James, normally you just taunt me and tell me that I'm nuts, but man, that's a great point. There are so many ways to make money, and if y'all don't know, James owns several businesses. That's a working man. It's the easiest. Generally, you run away from the easiest. It's because the easiest is where you find all the new people. You find all the people who don't advance. And generally, it's you find a tougher road. It's much harder to figure out. Look at somebody's store, look at what they're selling, and then figure out where they got it. And if you can, because remember on Amazon, this person that we found last night and the stuff they're selling, a 3,000 rank in Amazon means hundreds and hundreds a day. They can't buy enough. I can't buy enough. eBay and Amazon are different worlds. Now, eBay might be a little tougher to sell if you've got a bunch of sellers, but Amazon, as long as it's not above 50 sellers, I'm generally going to buy it. And I know eBay people are thinking, man, 50. 50 is not a lot of sellers. The demand and the amount of things that sell on Amazon is truly amazing. Those things I listed them, and before I got off the phone with her, I'd sold both of them. So now I got to go to Walmart here in a few minutes. On my way to the estate sale. And I put it in the chat, Harlan, but I didn't miss the fact that you got Rockport's your size. Settling down with a new lady. Now you're starting to wear Rockports.
He's turning into a senior citizen.
Next thing you're gonna have one of them half button up sweaters, and yeah.
He's gonna be eating at Cracker Barrel at 4:00 for the senior meal.
Hey, what size is it?
I don't know.
I think I might have some of my dad's Rockports. Of course, he passed away a while ago, but yeah, I think they might still be around. Do they still make those?
Yeah, I think so. They're
I think
like,
you got a free pair when you bought your Duesenberg.
aren't they like orthopedic shoes?
Something like that, yeah.
No, Rockports are they're made, but their comfort is their big thing. It's
I'm
all
being
about
a
comfort.
smart ass, Scott.
Yeah.
I used to sell Rockports for a living.
How many people under 50 bought them?
None. Well, nurses. because it made the Lady Rock. I forgot what they call them. There's a name for it. The Lady Rockports.
Are
Actually,
they like nursemaids?
they were like nursemates, but they didn't want the nursemates.
Oh.
They thought they made them look too old, so they bought
Okay.
Rockports.
Oh.
But other than that, other than nurses, no, I never sold to anybody under 50. Although 50 is not old.
Yeah, that's
Just
true. I'm
FYI.
50, so yeah, 50's not old anymore.
50's the new
Rock
20.
Park are the new Dr. Scholl's. But it's so one interesting thing. Rock Parks do real well at our. It probably tells you the age of the people who look at this auction. But Rock Parks generally do very well at our local auction. I saw one pair. They still had the box. They might have been worn once. I got $85 for a pair of Rockports at the auction.
Well, I hate to say this, but like, well, I'm sure online too. But when you go to a live auction, if you really did a survey of the crowd, how many people are in there under the age of 50? Anyway, if you're 50, you're probably one of the younger people in the crowd.
Well, yeah, because they're all on fixed income. They're all rolling in that sweet.
Yeah, and they
cash.
can get there early because they don't have a 9 to 5. And,
Yeah, you get a check every month whether you get out of bed or not. It's awesome. Well, I mean, the downside is the obvious, but other than that, it's
So Harley, in case you missed it, James said old married people love Rockport. So just put a ring on it and you can wear them.
Oh, great. Hey, let's go out, honey. Let's put our matching Rockports on.
Well, you're guaranteed nobody's going to hit on your spouse. I'm going to go for that hottie. My Tinder date wears Rockports.
Man, I wore Rockports a ton when I was in teaching.
Oh, no. Present company excluded.
Well, maybe when he was doing
With
the
all due
band
respect.
stuff, when he had to like direct the high school band 'cause he's on his feet a lot. It's probably
Oh,
very
yeah,
sensible.
yeah, school teachers do expect to wear Rockports. You get a pass for that.
They're comfortable.
Not the band teacher, though. The band teacher should be a little jazzier, but can't put the tree back on the stump.
Yeah, we expect you to, if the Rockports
I like
have,
it better when you say you can't put the shit back in the donkey.
Oh, that's a grown-up word.
Oh, well,
I
it's
didn't
kind
know
of
we were
a
doing a
grown-up
grown-up
show. It is a little
Should we
bit.
talk about that porno action figure I found last night?
What?
We bought at auction. We bought a GI Joe that's dressed in a Santa outfit that's in the special plexiglass case, and I'm like, I'm gonna roll the dice on it. I couldn't find a comp for it. Well, if you search Santa action figure, you're gonna come up with all these Jeff Stryker Santas, and I'm like, Jeff Stryker, man, that's a familiar name. I'm like, oh no, this guy's a porn star.
He had an action figure, man?
He's dressed like Santa.
Why?
Because you take off the Santa outfit and he's anatomically correct. Now,
Yikes.
why?
Did you buy it? Did you think yours
They're
is?
$300.
No, but do you think the one you got
No,
is
mine's a
one?
G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going. But if you're in a garage sale and you see a Jeff Stryker Santa in the box, he's a 12-inch. He's $300.
Oh, wow.
does he come with his own built-in kickstand? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, was he in a porn playing Santa, and that's why they made the
He
action
was in
figure?
hundreds of porns and not all boy girl.
Oh, okay.
So Brian,
Now
yeah,
that
those are
you
good. So I picked up a pair of them a couple weeks ago. I've got them listed now. Bondi 8s. Hoka's a name that if you don't know is a reseller. Even if they're in bad shape, they sell. People will pay for them. They're definitely. I think I paid $7 for those, and I've got a listed for $129. They look like a little bit worn 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, my brother-in-law had a bunch of them, and they gave them to me. And I think he only wore them like once, and then gave them to us, and we just sold them.
He's a retired professor. He's got those special checks coming in.
So it's to quote what's his name down in Texas, they were nubs on nubs, and so they look very new. So if y'all don't, Chris the Bonafide Hustler, very good at finding shoes and stuff, and that was the one thing he'd always look for nubs on nubs.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
So yeah, do we trust Harlan to look at his link to see they don't look like old people's shoes?
Now, this is not nubs on nubs.
No. So Mark, that's a great question, folks. if you've got inventory, even if it's new and they're not moving, what do you do with it? I can tell you what I do with it. I would lot it up and send it to auction.
Yeah.
Even if I got a couple, I very rarely donate anything anymore because it goes to the local auction. But if donating or an outlet or lotting it up or whatever, if that doesn't work, then you just move on.
Yeah, you need to get off your real estate. Well, or cut the price though, because I mean I've heard people like, well, I had it up for $30 and I'm just gonna give it away or whatever. Well, why don't you try lowering the price to where the market is and just even if you sell it for a loss, you still got something out of it. Now take that money and go turn it into profit like you're supposed to.
Yeah, he said he's got them up for $5 plus 10 shipping, and maybe cut the shipping down to $5 and leave them where they're at.
Well, that is a problem because some items with the shipping increases, they just aren't worth what the shipping cost is.
Yeah, like
on
you
them.
said, if you lot it together, that fixes the shipping problem.
Yeah.
I got to purge a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Mark, have you tried everything? Have you tried running sales? Have you tried putting coupons on it? I'd lower the shipping before I lower the price of the hat down to probably to where it's in $9.99 total, somewhere in that range, under $10. Because remember, if people search by lowest, you're going to show up with the $15 hats, because you're competing with the hats up to $15 free shipping, and the problem you have with a hat like that is anybody with free shipping, eBay's going to put them ahead of you in search, even though y'all the same price.
If you may not even find it anymore if you're searching by price and shipping lowest first, because they're wiping out 2/3 of the sample of the population when you switch to shipping lowest first. It's really now if you're trying to look for something in a certain price range, your best bet is to search best match, but then put your max price of what you want to call the best match. Because if you try to do it with price and shipping lowest first, look at that counter on the top of your page. It's showing you how many listings you got. If there's 30,000, you switch it to price and shipping lowest first, you're gonna be lucky if you get 10,000. I mean, it'll cut 2/3 of it out. And I guarantee a lot of those ones that get cut are the cheapest ones.
He said he got them free. Donate them. That's if you didn't pay anything for them, donate them.
Well, what are they, like baseball hats?
Yeah, Hitachi.
Or yeah, I mean, I don't know how many you got. Like, if you had 100 of them, I mean, you could try Facebook Marketplace too, and just say like $50 or
trucker hat
something. Somebody will buy
sales
them.
have not been good.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty nice hat. It seems for me anyway.
It might be like Michael Jackson. It might be going over.
I did buy some trucker hats last night. Oh, there's one hat. I bought the one I told you that's Southern because we sold that one in the past.
Oh yeah.
There's another lot, and I bought it for you because it says Carrie's Corners. Carrie's Corner, and it's spelled the same way as your last name.
Oh, them shoes match your glasses. You're good.
What's up, people? How are you doing today?
Oh no, it's a Father Time.
What the?
Yeah, it is Father Time. Oh my God, he looks like Adam Sandler when he puts that grandma costume on. We were just watching that this morning. Anyway.
Oh,
yeah, that's. So you're gonna be a stylish person in Rockport then. Very nice.
I thought they looked good. It's not the old big block shoes. Sound like I'm 80 years old.
Shoot, Harlan, you pretty boy, you look good in anything.
Oh,
Hey, you drop $120 for a new pair of Rockports, you'll remember them.
it's a way to impress the ladies if you're single. This guy
I
can
got
buy
you
new
covered,
Rockports.
Harlan. I got you covered.
Oh no, there's
I
a
was
guy
sold
at work
30
that
years
wears
ago,
one of
they're $80
those, and it's
These
there's a
work
guy at work
good.
that wears one of those. It's interesting. That'll give you a headache.
And see, let's talk about that. Mark said that for $10 free ship, it wasn't worth it. That's what the last one sold. So, folks, here's the fallacy of the mistake so many people make is if it's sold for $10, and you think that's not enough, I'm gonna put it up for 15, which is
Yeah.
50% more. Understand that that's 50% more because you don't think it's worth it at what it sold for. Even if you got it free, you leave it.
Yeah.
You've now invested time into it, hoping that you're going to get 50% more for an item. I don't get that kind of thinking. It was not worth it even at free unless you've got an outlet like an auction to run them through.
Bring what the market will bear.
$10 is what they're worth. It doesn't matter if you try to trick them with $10 shipping. People see that.
So like a Black Friday special.
By the way, this is a bolo too. These are $40 on eBay.
Damn.
Oh, really? Those magnifying things?
Yeah, Optivisors.
Really? I never use them. I feel like it would make me sick if I put it on.
I bought it at a garage sale to resell.
Do you like
But
them?
yeah, I just kept them. Dang, those work pretty good.
Yeah, slip a pair of Rockports on, put those on, and go in the bedroom and hook up with your honey.
And they got like 4 different strengths.
Oh.
Sell that. $8 shipping. What kind of hats are these?
Yeah, I mean, why is it shipping so high?
$8 shipping on a cap. I put $5 on every one of my shipping for hats. They weigh 8 ounces in an 864 box.
That's the problem too. Is when your shipping is off, a lot of people, even if your price is very competitive with the other hats that shipping makes a lot of people mad. Yeah, that thing would make me. It would make me seasick. I bet.
Yeah, me too. I think.
No, I've
Well, I
used
mean,
them
if it's the right strength for your eyes,
an hour at a time. Well, they got
Yeah.
5 different strengths. Just
I don't
whatever
know.
you were working on.
My son's got the VR headset, and I won't wear that because I think it'll make me seasick after a couple minutes.
I can't believe I got sucked back into selling Walmart stuff. But don't worry though, I sold 2 of that item. Whatever Walmart I stop at, they're about to be out. Because if they'll sell, and that's if you find something like that on Amazon that has the demand, I sold 2 of them in like 7 minutes. Yeah, I don't know how many Walmart's got, but I'm gonna fill the cart up.
Mm. What's the item?
That's exactly what it is.
Let me give you the SKU on that. Hold on one second.
All right. Maybe you could tell me what stores
$1,000.
they're in my area.
Just check my Amazon store. Oh wait a minute, I'm out again already. Damn it. Yeah, that is one nice thing about Amazon, that once you sell something, I mean, it's nice and it's not nice. Once you sell something, it disappears from your account. It can't see it.
Well, you can't search your solds.
So Hustle Man, I get the do free shipping and everything, and I used to think that way, but I've sold a lot larger items here lately, and with the increase in shipping prices, it seemed that every time I do free shipping on something, it would go to freaking.
It'll go like to California for me, or some extreme Washington State, Oregon.
I saw a lot of stuff to Washington. I don't know why. Washington State must love some Alabama. I don't. I send lots of stuff, especially Amazon to Washington. I don't know why. And that's the other reason too, James, is the propensity to go to farther away, and then with returns, as people have started renting items, they need to feel. I feel they need to pay. So I don't return unless I make the mistake. So I had one last night. I returned. It came back. I sent the wrong item. I refunded them in whole. That was my fault. I apologize and moved on. But if it's something like, I didn't like it, I changed my mind, whatever, you're going to keep some skin in the game.
It won't fit on my 2XS.
You'll get that for me. I'll get that with like Christmas items. Like let's say a Christmas decoration. Like if I sold it now, sometimes I'll get a return in January on it before the 30 days is up. It's like they rented it for the season and then return it anyway.
Yeah, I don't find that as much. I sold a Christmas Charlie Brown ornament this weekend. I don't expect it to come
I'm
back.
not going to say every item, but I have had that happen to me a couple times. But it's just part of it. You can't get hung up about it.
I knew a girl when I went to school in Point. She would buy a couple outfits for the weekend at Chow, and then would return them on Monday. And she put tape. She put like that clear packaging tape. She put on the soles of the. They didn't have. She could peel off the tape, and the shoes would.
Is it worth the extra work?
She did
I
it.
mean, good grief.
So there's lots of ways around the shipping, folks. And if you understand the business policies like you should you can actually set it up to where you give free shipping for the zones on your side of the country. So say if you're in California, you sent it to New York, you can set it up to where whatever your farthest zones away can add a certain amount. So it would show free to everyone else. But when you put a zip code in the West Coast, for me, it would show them as shipping is like an additional $4, $6, $8, whatever it would be. So you can go in and set up your shipping policies to add dollars per zones, and that'll solve some of the problems. I just find calculated shipping. If don't abuse calculated shipping, if you're very accurate and measure the boxes and stuff, calculated shipping does fairly well. And so I use it on my big items, but I don't make up a number just to get high shipping. If it goes in a 16, 12, 8, I put 16, 12, 8, and I weigh the item.
We cheat downward. I know when we do it, we make the box smaller than it really has to be. So I mean, sometimes we get burned on shipping, but not too much. Yeah, high shipping will kill you.
Yeah, so mine, I have like a shipping that's like a $4.95, an $8.95, and then an $11.95. If I want to be lazy and don't weigh it out, and it's an item that's like 1 to 2 pounds, all those have a West Coast attachment on them. So if it goes to the West Coast, those become $6.95, $10.95, and $13.95. It adds $2 for the West Coast. Yeah, so the problem with shipping, James, that's 100% correct. The problem with calculated shipping is people just guess what it's going to be, and they get all these crazy shipping is where they get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, and you'll have something like, let's say it's a larger item that you go over an inch dimensionally, it will shoot the shipping price like through the roof.
To the what?
Through the roof. Roof.
That was a roof.
Roof.
Are you barking at Jim?
Yeah, you're an asshole. You know what a roof is. You say it. Say it. How do you say roof? Say it. Roof.
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 Rough.
No. Rough.
Hooray, Raggy.
Roof. Now I forgot how to say. Now I said rough, and that's like a rough.
Roof next.
Roof. Ah, horrible people.
Yeah, like it's amazing if you actually learn what you're able to do with the with business policies and those kind of things. And that's not something that I figured out on my own. Eric Weber, man, really smart guy. That was Eric. Eric found that in the settings. So if you find people that hang out with people and talk to people that are really dig into the numbers and dig into the concepts of and what you're allowed to do and what's more effective, you're much better off to put a lower shipping amount for the rest of the country, and then where it actually costs you a couple dollars more, just add a couple dollars.
So I sold this jersey yesterday.
Get her to read that last name. Freeman.
And the buyer sent me a message. Can you get this to me for Monday Night Football? I was like, I charge $6 shipping. No, probably not. You live in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, It kind of makes you
Yeah.
feel bad though when you can't get something to a customer as fast as they would like it.
Well, they could.
And
You
folks,
could say you could give them the option to increase overnight, but they probably don't want to pay
No, and
for it.
then remember you got to
Oh
pay.
yeah,
You
that's
got to
true.
pay your selling fee and then overnight too. And when that starts getting high, you got to calculate that because I sent a tab
That's
can
it.
to Stranger Things, and they needed it overnight. Well, that tab can cost like $56 to ship, but I figured it out. I still lost money on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
it was
should
worth
send
it
them
I
a
because
didn't
it's on
charge
message.
them.
Thursday.
Yeah, I can send it overnight for $45 more. Here's
Yeah,
my
no, you never
PayPal.
want to pay that
Yeah.
unless
Wait,
it's
yeah,
which day did
people have to
they
pay that.
ask about that?
Huh?
say what? What?
What day did they ask about the shipping?
They bought it yesterday evening, and I looked on this sale, and it had it up, above the sale. It says, "Hey, is there any way you can ship this out so I can have it for Monday night football?"
Is
And
that
it's
Packer jersey, isn't it?
Uh, yeah,
We'll
Antonio
see. If you
Freeman.
shipped it today, Friday,
Oh yeah,
Saturday,
Wisconsin people, yikes!
In Jersey. It's going to
Wherever
Jersey.
they are.
Probably get there Monday.
now for Texas,
Was
the
it?
jersey probably Tuesday or Wednesday with Christmas season. You got to increase it.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 and 3 day shipping don't count for priority on the USPS.
Not
It's not heavy enough to go priority. I put standard shipping on and charge $6.
Well, I mean, you could ship it. You could still do priority on 10 ounces, and it'd probably be what, $7,
Yeah, but
$7.50, something like that.
No,
Something like that, wouldn't it? Shouldn't be too much.
oh, this
there's,
did.
been,
Well, let me
there's been
look.
a lot of 720s. It might only be just 720.
Yeah.
Well, no, from Texas to Jersey, no way.
Yeah,
Let me-
10 ounces, 11 ounces, whatever it weighs. It shouldn't be too bad.
If you get it on the 12 o'clock stage, I think it might make it.
I read those things, and that's another one of those that's not my problem. You don't think about if you wanted that jersey for whatever, you should order it closer, go buy it in person. Don't put your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on my part.
That's true.
Priority is
seven-
$8.41 to Jersey.
$7.60 for flat rate. Bubble mail.
Yeah, but how many days is it? If you put in a priority, it's still going to be 3 days. Maybe
Yes,
it make
probably
it
so.
Monday. Probably
so.
make it Tuesday because you'd be
think
dropping
Ground
it off to
Advantage is
Texas
just
on
about-
Thursday.
I think Ground Advantage has been just as fast as priority for me.
Well, you could do it, but just make sure you tell them maybe it'll make it, because then
Well,
they'll
they
say,
already bought it.
"Oh, yeah." But I mean, when you send it, if you agree to do that, if you send a message back, you gotta say maybe. I don't have any control over it, just so they understand. Because I get that all. That, oh, you promised me. No, I said we might be able to get it.
I did ship it out, and they get what they get.
Yeah.
I sent them a message. I said,
jersey?
you agreed to standard shipping, so I think there's going to be a
Yeah, how much was the jersey?
uh
Let me guess, $15.
20, yeah, 15, 20 bucks.
$27.50.
Oh, it's a nice one.
It looks like it's a champion. Did it have a champion tag on it?
Yeah, champion.
And they paid how much shipping? 7?
6.
6.
6. Yeah, if you could ship it a priority for 7 something, I would do that. If it's cheap enough.
$8.41. I just looked.
No, but in a bubble mailer or a flat mailer cheaper?
Oh yeah. $7.90. $7.60. Whatever it is.
$7.60. Yeah, I throw it $7.60, and if it gets there, it gets there. So hey, I shipped it as fast as I can. Good luck.
Yeah, because that's going to be in the high ounce. I mean, that's going to be like 12 to 14 ounces. That jersey, you're not going to be that far off. That's not going to be a real big bump in your price.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing to watch when you're doing that Ground Advantage, make sure you check how much a priority is, because I'm finding about half the time, especially on lighter weight stuff, when it just gets over a pound, it's cheaper to go priority than it is the Ground Advantage because of the discount.
Yeah, if it was going to Oklahoma, yeah, I'd do priority every time.
So Tactical Z's got a good question. People ask this a lot. Can you use UPS if you have USPS listed as shipper? I ship it whoever I want to ship it, and I've never had a problem. I don't think there's technically a right or as long as your item gets there, nobody cares who ships it.
I put
What's the
standard
mode
shipping,
use?
and then I can use any carrier I want.
Yeah, that's what I do. I pick standard shipping, and then I pick the
Standard
carrier.
shipping, yeah.
It says standard shipping. It doesn't. So you can go in there and change that. And I suggest everybody uses that. That gives you a lot of flexibility to check because UPS has been very, very competitive here lately, and especially on the eBay side, I shipped 2/3 of my stuff Monday, eBay stuff on UPS.
Yeah.
Whether they were, I mean,
Honestly,
if
the
it went
ground
over,
advantage rates have been pretty competitive too.
if it went over a pound, it went UPS this week.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
This is 12 ounces, so it's a $3 difference to ship priority. But there's still no guarantee with priority that it'll get there by Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because I bet the date range it tells you shows you what through like Wednesday probably.
Let's see.
Yeah, James says the same thing. You can use another carrier as long as it gets there in the same time frame. I've never, and I've been doing this a long time. Never had a problem. People every now and then you'll get something where somebody will complain. I've had that happen like twice in the last 15 years. UPS can't find my house or USPS doesn't do something. There'll be something weird about some address somewhere, but it is so rare.
My shirts are all shrinking
Yeah. Why are you standing here with no shirt on?
because I just grabbed a shirt.
Mm.
But all my extra larges are getting too small.
I think it maybe you're expanding.
I don't think so.
I think
He's getting ready to try on his Santa outfit for you.
great. No, thank you. No, we have to do an auction pickup today on that.
No, I have a special tracksuit. It's like a velour
Oh, it is
tracksuit.
cool. He bought it at Walmart. It's like velvet.
It's got a sequin tiger's face on the back. You look.
I got a Harlan's Christmas outfit.
Oh.
Birthday suit? I do have a Santa suit.
Do you?
I do.
You would look good in the elf outfit.
Oh my god.
Let me see here.
Sorry.
Step away from the tweet buffet, Jim. Jim's problem is he eats too much ice cream.
Tactical Z says just tell the customer to record the game, then he can watch it when the jersey gets there.
Oh, that would. Oh, yeah, that would probably get a negative.
So one thing, folks, I will tell you is definitely if you're going to upgrade somebody's shipping like that.
That's a good one. That's a sexy Santa right there. Look at that.
This is a
Oh,
Dallas
damn.
card game.
I just got an email from District saying, "Hey, these sales are coming up."
You tell the young lady you auditioned her to be your ho 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 this year.
Oh boy.
That's right.
But make sure if
Door.
you're going to upgrade their shipping, they have to pay you first because I can't tell you how many times you hear the sad stories of, well, they said they were going to send me PayPal and I can't get them to send me. I upgraded their shipping and they won't pay. If you don't have the money in hand, they don't, the little notes of, I want to get it there before whatever. Money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, and the other thing is, let's say it's an incredibly cheap item that's like $10 or
It's always a
something.
cheap item.
You get charged like commission on the shipping you collect too. So don't end up losing money to do this.
Yeah, they buy a
So
$6 item. They want it overnight. They don't want to pay more than $4 shipping. Yeah.
So, folks, don't miss this. This is very important. So, flipping goodies. VQuo has a ground advantage cubic rate, which is really nice. It is, and it's also on pirate ship. That is a lower UPS rate that you can save even more money by using a third-party shipper. VQuo is owned by Amazon. You can import your eBay stuff in there just like pirate ship. They have an inventory I need to start using it more. I got away from using it, but it has. If you need inventory stuff for your Amazon listings, there's some neat features with Vico. I just haven't played with it enough yet. Um, yeah, James, we're not going to read your comments anymore.
I've already told him. I've already told him. Yeah. It's Christmas.
Yeah. So James says he turns around and says a good comment after the crazy comment. That's awesome.
That wasn't
Pirate
crazy.
ship. Pirate ship. For all eBay's things that they do right, they don't do right by us by shipping. You get they make you feel like you get a decent rate, and it's better than the counter rate. But if you want to save even more, you'll go to a third party shipper. So East Coast Flipper. So how about this? If you're going to use a third party label, use Vequo, because Vequo is owned by Amazon, and so you still get the same protection through Amazon.
What?
But yes, for Pirate Ship, you would lose lose it on Pirate Ship, but not for Vequo, because that's one of the things Vequo is, because Amazon owns it. You still get the same protection. That's correct. Flipping goodies. You also, for your first 90 days, they give you 5% back on all your shipping. They give it back to you as in rebates for their. So it'll just show up there every time you pay. It'll show that you've got 5%, and then it takes it off what you owe on the labels. I think my 90 days is up. I use them quite a bit, and then I wandered away for some reason. How do you spell that? Vequo, Veeqo, Vequo. Sorry, I forget that I have such bad Southern English. Yeah, so look into that. So Lag says that's Amazon's new tactic to collect data on customers from other platforms. They already have most of the customers.
I was on Amazon looking for something for a comparable price, and I clicked on a listing, and there was a pop-up window for Walmart.com for the same listing. And I thought, well, that's kind of crappy if you're an Amazon seller.
East Coast Slippers, because most of them are trying to show you their holy grail item, and they want you to click on their video to watch it, because so that's more of an, so Amazon, since Amazon owns it, so if you don't watch a lot of Amazon sellers, which there's not a ton, that's how I signed up for it, because on the shipping page it show it they're try Vequo, a new Amazon company. So James says his wide grew up in Texas. I speak Southern and no issue. You can't even type correctly, so don't tell me we can understand you. Come on now.
I don't know. I don't think you should call your wife wide, or she's going to be mad.
No wonder you're just engaged. You keep telling you're wide, and you're going to be on the episode of Snapped. I hadn't seen James W here lately. I think I saw him on Snap. He said something about if you're gonna be my wife, wide, you're gonna make me dinner, and that was it. She put some arsenic in there. But yeah, there's lots of ways to ship. There's other sites that you can pay to do the integrations and that kind of stuff. I suggest you try the free ones first. Pirate Ship, I've used Pirate Ship since 16, and it's been very nice. It's very easy. But Vequo is different because it adds the Amazon, so you can pull. I looked over it one time and read all the different integrations. There's about 11 integrations for Vequo.
Who was it
Yeah.
asking about stock certificates?
Someone earlier in the thing.
Craigslist Hunter just did a video where he almost bought some. I think his latest video.
Stock certificates, like vintage ones.
Yeah.
That was my doctor's office, Scott.
8 point what?
6.6.
Oh damn! Look at you go.
Oh, it's down. She
So
said.
that was-
She said he wants you to take this medicine for it, and I said you can send it in. I'm not taking it.
Damn right.
So I'm not. I said give me 3 more months.
So that just so. I listened to it last night.
I can't see it. You got it. What? Bring it down.
Guitar Hero.
Bring it low. Now I see the price. I can't see the thing.
Oh, it's a Guitar Hero. You can read the
Oh,
title.
there it is. Okay.
You can read the title. It's I had two of them. Finally listened to them. First
I
one,
gotta
so
figure out how to. You know how to test? I can't. I don't know how to test on mine.
hook those you can hook up to buy the USB adapter if they don't have a USB and plug them into a computer. And what's his name? Modified Hustler had a video on that about testing it through a PC.
Because I told you how many of them I had. I got 20 something of those right
I
now.
think I've got 13, so there's now I have 12. I don't need any competition to sell big girl panties. Come on now, Don. That's terrible. I'll do like John did with the pop rocks, and I'll sell them for like 50 cents a pair until you lose money. All mine are flexies, so mine are for all those big girls who need help holding it in.
Oh, it's like shapewear.
Yeah, it's all shapewear. Yeah, so don't miss a VQuo. So you have to go in and turn the inventory thing on, or I forget what it is. It's not automatic. The inventory is not automatically turned on, but you can turn on the inventory feature. That's the difference over pirate ship. Round is a shape. I know. I've been round for quite a while. Sorry. All right, we've been going 30 minutes. I got to go to Walmart and buy some inventory that I've already sold. Oop. And so this is what I'm looking for at Walmart.